Wanted to share something with you this morning. So, first of all, understand real quick before we even jump into it, I am not grandstanding on anybody. I am not flexing on anybody. I am not holier than thou than anybody. Okay. Just like Paul said, I am the chief of sinners. Getting into what I'm about to talk to you about, just understand that I struggle with this big time. Big time. Okay. I always used to think of the Christian guys that never cursed or anything like that. I always thought of them as like a square or a dork or, they just seem like babies. You know what I mean? Because cussing is what you do when you're an adult, right? Dropping the F-bomb or this bomb or that bomb or whatever, that's how adults talk. And that's just being honest, like when you talk like that, you're just being honest. You're being real. Right? And authenticity is what we like, right? So if you're not showing the ugliness in your language too, then you're not being authentic, right? This is just some of the ways that we think secretly, and we don't even realize that we think that way. So I'm a United States Marine, okay? I'm an 0311 infantry combat rifleman, okay? So in the infantry, understand that the F word, it's every part of your language. It's a noun, it's a verb, it's an adverb, it's an adjective, it's a pronoun, it's everything, okay? Effing, just bombs over Baghdad, F-bombs, right? Obviously, I also work in a field, okay, law enforcement, that is dominated by alpha male types who like authenticity, right? Same thing, we all have mouths that would make a sailor blush. We do. But my wife said something to me this morning. She sent me a text and she was like, if I have enough respect for the elders of my church not to use nasty language or not to curse around the elders of my church, then the question that I would ask is, why do I not have enough respect for my children not to speak that way in front of my children? And then I just had another thought that I could only say is the prompting of the Holy Spirit. And I believe that I heard the Holy Spirit's voice in my head saying this morning, be like, yeah, why don't you have enough respect for me not to speak that way? Y'all, pal right in the kisser, right? Because think, if God is omnipresent, he's everywhere with you. And the only reason we talk that way is because it's almost like, one, it's ingrained in our culture. Two, we think it's authentic. And three, well, if I'm just alone in my car or at home or whatever, and I can just let it rip, dude. I just let it fly and just talk everywhere. But you know what? Even me, God is always with me. And not only that, the indwelling of the Holy Spirit, he is always with me 24/7. So if I have enough respect for my elders, why do I not have enough respect for God not to speak that way? Because we can sit here and we can dance around semantics and go, well, that's just culturally like over, definitions of words. And okay, we can intellectualize it all day long, but the fact remains, okay? I would just ask you this. Would you speak that way if Jesus was sitting right next to you? The reason I ask that question is because he is. He is right there with you. Something to think about. I'm sure you're going to think about it. Have a good day. By the way, sorry, I forgot to throw this out here. Side note, my wife, she has her own biblical content stuff that she does. I think she's a little bit bigger on Instagram, but that's her that I added, that I tagged in it. Kim's Candor. If you like this stuff, it's a little bit more feminine, but for the girlies out there, which is like the majority of you guys, go add her stuff too. Add her on Facebook, add her on Instagram, that's her on TikTok, right there in the @. And anyway, so yeah, go check out Kim's Candor.